All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some Tuesday night OCAA men's basketball action for Stephen Chill. I'm John Ostrowski on the call. Loyalist St. Lawrence. It's the old Kingston-Belleville rivalry. And the two guards for your Lancers, Romain McCalla and Kobe Tablate, 3 and 6 respectively. The two wings are Barrett, number 8, 13, Darnell Walker, and the big man in the middle, Jalen Carter Julian. How are we feeling about this one, Schiller?
I mean, listen, winning the opening tip-off there, Kobe Tablate getting it. I know. I mean, it's one of these things that there's going to be a couple players here. We'll bring them up when they come through as McCullough tries to take that three, and it's going to be a no-go as St. Lawrence now brings it up the court. But again, going to be quite the rivalry here. And again, former players on the St. Lawrence Surge, so expecting a very fanatic and crazy game.
Oh, nice bit of passing. Wow, able to find the targets. Now there's Plater driving in. The point guard now to number 15, Batiste. And going to rim out.
Yeah, good rotation there from the Surge as Loyalist ends up picking up the rebound here. But just watch how fast the pace of play here. We're going to kind of see our team's going to go for that three-pointer. They're going to try to drive the key. We'll see. There's not really too many big men, or at least trying to drive the basket here. So, again, we'll see how the substitutions play it out as McCullough goes up for the shot. And
beautiful.
It's
good. That's what you need from your captain, your star player, Romain McCalla, dropping 35 in King City in the overtime loss against the Seneca Sting. That's what you need from him. And a big drive. And it's sent back by Ryan Barrett. Going the other way are the Lancers. Now here comes JCJ in transition. Given the body, gets sent back by number 9. That's Duker.
And Ryan Barrett there with the shot. And again, first time that we're able to take a look at Barrett, who's been on the bench. And I want to say that he's been injured the past couple of home games in which the Lancers are undefeated. So that's a huge contestant point here for the Surge going into this one, knowing Loyalist is just that good at home.
And Plater running the point now. Sam Plater out of Kingston, local boy. Gives it to the man down low, Batiste, who's from Brampton. And sends it around. Now here's number 2, Ramakonde. Ramakonde passes it to, that is Ramakonde with the ball. He misses the layup contested. Tablate finds the big man. JCJ tries to dribble, but dribbles off his own foot, not what he wanted.
Yeah, quick back and forth from both sides here. And again, talking about the energy and just kind of finding their groove. None of them really making massive errors per se, but just kind of in run a play here. Having gives it up as we see Plater bringing it up the floor.
Sloppy to say the least from both sides. Only one basket in almost 2 minutes. And Darnell Walker guarding the ball carrier. That is Ramakonde. He gives it back to Plater. Plater. Oh, nice behind the back move. But Romain McCalla stuck with him. Sent back by JCJ. A 2-on-1. Here they come. Romain McCalla takes the contact. No call. But not able to put it in the basket. Now here comes Ahmad Ramakonde. Ramakonde passes to Plater. Didn't shoot that. Thought he would. And a beautiful pass, beautiful ball movement. And there's two gentlemen on the team with the last name Ramakonde, guessing they're either brothers or cousins related some sort. Ahmad is a guard, and Sid, number 4 is Sid, number 2 is Ahmad. Ahmad's playing the forward, and Sid's playing the guard, and a turnover for Romain McCalla. Here comes Sid. Sid drives, and Tablate takes the foul.
Yeah, McCullough just needing a little bit of extra help. He looked like he was going to just fall out of bounds there. Tries to keep it in play, and none of the Lancers really being aware of that, causing that turnover. But again, as you mentioned a second ago, both teams kind of playing sloppy here, and more or less just not able to score that basket, as we're going to see a couple of free throws come up for Rumanda Eke.
Yeah, you got to imagine both the Rumanon Deke boys have been playing basketball together growing up, so they know exactly how one another plays. And he is able to sink both of his baskets, 4-2 lead now to Blate, bringing the ball up. Let's see what Kobe can do. He's picked up at three-quarters court. Ryan Barrett gives it to Darnell Walker. Oh, my goodness. And you can see assistant coach Ivan Kaliev. He is not happy after that one.
Yeah, again, just needing to find your comfort zone and getting in early. And again, the play from Plater a second ago, you're through 2 Lancers and ultimately not able to get the basket. But again, just nifty little shift work here as the pass is perfect down to the key.
Oh, and JCJ mugging him a little bit. Jump ball. JCJ wanted the travel call but didn't get it. It will be going the way of the St. Lawrence Surge. Of course, the Lancers won the tip, so it will change possession now. 7 minutes to go, 4-2. Bit of a sloppy first quarter, at least offensively for both sides. And now Batiste with the ball, sends it to Plater. Gives it to Ahmad. Ahmad waiting. Tries to make a move. Oh, step back. Oh, no. That was too close for comfort, but it won't go in. And it'll go off Ryan Barrett. Not what you wanted if you're on the Loyalist side.
Yeah, a little bit of extra effort there from Julian Duker to just try to reach up and try to get that off of Barrett, and ends up succeeding in that extra effort.
Yeah, not what you wanted. And now a little bit of passing around. Plater. Oh, he drives on McCalla. Plater. That was gorgeous, but couldn't put it in the basket. And Tablate barely gets the rebound, but he gets it and sends it right to Duker. Not what you want if you're Kobe Tablate.
Yeah, just a really, really risky pass on that front.
And JCJ with he was there to contest it, but just Duker able to drop it in. And McCalla, who's such a tough player to guard down speed, tried the Jamal Murray kind of move in midair layup, but it was Walker now getting the rebound, offensive rebound, able to put it in the basket. 2-point game now. And now Ahmad with the ball. Tablate gets past him. Ahmad passes it out to the corner to Sid. Sid Ramakondoe, but he's not able to make that one. And St. Lawrence coming into this one 3-2. Loyalist 2-3. And McCalla drives in. Oh my goodness. Oh, Romaine McCalla makes it look simple. Wearing AI possibly. Wearing AI's number, a little AI move, but no. Nice play from Plater to Sid to get the momentum back on the favor of the St. Lawrence Surge, and Tablate rushed the shot a bit, but I thought it was a good, nicely chosen shot, but not able to make it, and it will be a foul on someone.
Yeah, DeAndre Batiste, but again, just looking at the stat line so far, both teams 0 for 1 at the three-point line. Loyal shooting 42 from the field, and Surge at 30. And looking at the top point getters right now with 6, it's Sid Rumadanawake, and then over on the side of the Lancers, Romaine McCalla with 4.
And Ajosi back in the game now. Romaine McCalla now. Oh, he's taking a long-range shot. Oh, and he's the type of guy who you're okay with taking him sometimes, especially early on. Unable to make that one. And Plater getting picked up. Nice block by JCJ, and just enough contact to call it a foul.
Yeah, Alex Arsenault here looking like he's going to be going to the line. And a former Lancer from last year, and at first play we see him in the game crashing into the boards off the side. And that was the exact same thing when we saw him last year. Just extra aggression, always trying to make that extra effort. And we see Nick Dales also checking in, wearing the number 10 jersey for the Surge. Was a prominent starter for the Lancers last year. So again, keep an eye on number 32 and 10 for the Surge, former Lancer players.
Misses the first one. Number 32, Alex Arsenault, not able to knock that one down. And second one falls. And Crotty is going to be taking out JCJ in this one. 6-man duties for him. And Taiwo Ajosi also in the game. Ajosi taking out Kobe. Number 32, the Lancers point guard. Taiwo Ajosi. Oh, that one looked like it was good, but not able to make that one. Arsenault passes it to Sid. Sid Ramakondoe passes it to Ahmad. Tries to make something happen. Nice bit of ball movement here from the St. Lawrence Surge. And it's a jump ball. Loyalist ball could have been a foul. Could have honestly went either way, but it will be Loyalist ball on the jump. It's going to change hands after this one. And there it is now. Taiwo Ajosi getting the ball.
Again, keep an eye on the basket. Thomas Karate, again, wearing the number 21 jersey at 6'7", tallest guy on the floor is Romaine McCalla. Just takes himself off the backboard.
Beautiful two-step there, able to shake the defender, and an easy layup for Romaine McCalla. And a little bit of a loose ball there. That was Dales who lost it. Had to force up a fadeaway. Nick Dales, second-year player out of Kingston. And Taiwo Ajosi making his way up the floor.
Yeah, Josie, absolute phenomenal performance out of the game in Algonquin as he puts up the 3, ends up getting blocked there as Dale's going to quickly go back the other way. It looks like he's going to go for the dunk and gets fouled along the way. Barrett fouling him, and it looks like there is going to be an injury on the play as Sid Rumanawake looks to be down, so we'll take a brief moment and be back.
Coming back into this one, we are back.
Yeah, Julian Duker coming in wearing the number 9 jersey, and for the injured Rumadawake, we got Ben Regal, who is going to be taking the free throws here after that as Lancers trail by 1. Going to continue to just trail by 1 as the first free throw is missed.
And here is Regal, the second-year player out of Sir Oliver Mowat High School in Scarborough, Ontario.
Regal's able to make that second free throw. Lancers behind by 2 as Karate looks to inbound.
Karate gives it to Taiwo Ajosi. He runs up the floor. He's guarded by Ahmad Rumakandaway. We sure hope that the other Rumakandaway is going to be okay. Took a scary fall earlier. Darnell Walker looked for JCJ. Great defensive tenacity there for number 12, Regal. And JCJ looking for something. He's stopped in his tracks. Looked for McCalla. He shoots. Oh, he canceled the shot. Gives it to JCJ. And going to hit the outside of the rim, Jalen Carter-Julien.
Yeah, McCullough, probably good call not taking that shot. But again, Jalen Carter-Julien was there for it. And again, just the Lancers really needing to kind of pause for a second and find their strength, because we've seen them come out lightning fast, and we saw that earlier. But now they're slowing down as Arsenault goes for that shot that's going to miss. And McCullough now going the other way with speed.
There goes McCullough downhill to give it to Taiwo Ajosi. He makes it over the defender. Duker almost had that one, and he's shaking his head like, I really should have had that block there.
Yeah, Josie's just the perfect player you want to have come off the bench. Has a little bit of extra energy and just seems to play perfect basketball.
Reminds me of like a Ty Lawson type player, if you remember how he was for those Denver Nuggets teams in the early 2010s. Just a dog defensively. You know, usually the shortest guy on the court, but you can never tell as Ahmad Rumakandaway makes the 2-point basket.
Yeah, Jalen Carter-Julien just jumping a little bit earlier as we see a Josie now come down the floor. And St. Lawrence not going back with too much pressure, giving them some room as well.
And there's Darnell Walker on the double move. Makes a nice play, but great defense by Arsenal. Might be, is that a goaltend?
I was about to say, it was a pretty late call. And they're going to count the basket. So, yeah, they're going to call it goaltending. But it also looks like a foul. No. Is he setting up here?
Yeah, it's a goaltend for sure. 13-12 now. Lancers take the lead. I don't know what else it could have been. It certainly was not a foul.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, I was kind of confused because he's lined up like he was going to take the shot. And I'm like, I'm not an expert or anything, but I don't think that's the way that it works as he gets subbed off.
That was my first goaltend I think I've ever seen at this level.
So we're going to see Jaheim Foster wearing the number 0 for Loyalist checking in, as well as Jaden Excel wearing the number 11.
I did get a message saying that I was saying Jaheim Foster, so I do apologize. It is Jaheim, so thank you. Do not hesitate to give us a shout and correct us when we're mispronouncing a name, as Arsenal comes in, drives in. Oh, my goodness, big body play, Alex Arsenal.
Yeah, really just able to push away Jalen Carter-Julien there, as we see on the other side. Now, quick movement from Foster.
Foster. Oh, step back. That was a little Dirk Nowitzki step back. Tried it, looked good, but not going to fall. I'm okay with him taking that shot. And now here comes Rumakandaway, guarded by Taiwo Ajosi, and now ball gets sent around the perimeter. Here's Plater, Sam Plater, looking for someone. He finds Dales. Dales back to Plater, little give-and-go action, perhaps, and he's guarded by Foster. Great defense, gives it right to Ajosi. He's running the fast break, and he puts it up. Thank goodness. We thought there would be a bad roll, but on target and also in the game now. There's Jaden Excel, and he causes almost a steal. So it's Excel, Crotty, JCJ, Foster, and Ajosi as Arsenal. He's having one heck of a first quarter.
Yeah, just all the battles under the net, really wanted to watch. And again, from Crotty, feels like I'm just not seeing as much of a presence for him on either side of the basket. But again, the tallest guy on the floor. Wanted to see a little bit more as we see Excel pass it to Foster.
Here's Jaheim Foster. Pass it to Ajosi for 3 contested. Oh, not the result he wanted. And JCJ gets sent back by Arsenal, but it'll be called a foul. 2 shots for the center. Jalen Carter-Julien is a big man. That was, I believe, Arsenal, but it's saying 8. Oh, no, it was Alex Arsenal from Prince Edward County, so he is a local boy.
Crotty's going to be taken out for Andrew Plashka as the gym goes silent here for Jalen Carter-Julien on the free throws, and he hits the first.
He's usually making his free throws, shooting about 70-75% clip on the season. Carter-Julien wearing some Currys today, wearing some different shoes. Always wearing those Kobe Bryant socks, though.
Both teams extraordinarily close on field goal percentage right now. Loyalist shooting 39%, while the Surge are at 40. So, again, just a 1-point difference. Both teams really having a strong showing here. But the rebound is where the difference is. Loyalist with 11, the Surge is 7.
Yeah, and you love when your center can make free throws, man. Like, that has to be a part of the game in modern basketball, right? As Dales has the ball, he's guarded by Foster. Foster, a bit of a larger guard, but he's out there in the perimeter. And a nice finish there for the the Surge player, Ben Regal out of Scarborough. That was beautiful. And now Josie sends it to JCJ, wide open for 3, and not able to make our threes so far, the Lancers. And you,
yeah, 0-2 there for JCJ, as you like to call him, and I think he might hold off for a second on trying to go. Oh, that is a big block attempt comes through, but the ref is going to say that Excel committed the foul. We'll see if it goes on Excel or Foster or Plaska, because we got a couple of bodies around there, and you never know who it's going to land on.
Yeah, and he sent it back. I was not surprised to see the foul, but make him work for the 2 shots, and you're only at 1 foul anyways. So
they're going to give it against Jaheim Foster.
And exactly, like, he's already missed a shot, so that's 1 less point on the board. And sometimes we talk about good fouls, and that's not a bad one. Make him work for the basket, and 1 for 2. So 19-17 for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge.
And the basketball here has just been great, absolutely flying through the first quarter. And obviously we started a little bit late here, but we see Excel now bringing up the floor. Let's see how we end the first quarter.
There is Excel driving, trying to find something. Oh, nice little tried it. A little up and down move.
Yeah, Plater just able to poke that away from Excel. And it's going to go out of bounds, so Loyalist getting a second attempt here.
Josie will throw it in. 2-point game. It hasn't really, I believe Loyalist's largest lead was 3, or the largest lead for either team was 3. I don't think it's been under a possession this quarter. So we're in for a dogfight, I think. And
we're going to call a foul there against Excel, off-ball foul.
Likely a push or a little bit of rough stuff, and thank goodness they're not in the bonus yet. After this they will be, but 26.5 seconds left. So strategic fouling by Kevin McGuire's men in this first quarter. And there you go, JCJ steals it away. Excel pass it to a Josie and just stepped out.
Yeah, with only 14.5 seconds on the clock, Surge probably going to try to just get into the zone and find an open shot. We'll see how aggressive Lancers play on the defensive side of things in 14 seconds.
I'd be shocked if Loyalist gets a chance here, and yeah, unfortunately, won't be. And Josh Ukweza will be recovering that one. His first action of the game. The player from Kingston. And 5 seconds left, goes around Plater, fakes a shot, tries to go in for the buzzer beat. Oh, he made him jump, and just not able to make it happen. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 19 St. Lawrence, 17 Loyalist. Start of the second quarter for Stephen Schill. I'm John Ostrowski. Tablate, the only new man in the game. I think Plashka actually is the second new man. So 2 new players for, there you go. Tablate making an impact immediately. That's the type of player he is. Oh my goodness, not able to make that one. He's going to want it back for sure. And he's favoring his left knee after that one.
But yeah, shots up and miss from Ukwesa. Now it's Tablate trying to make up for it. And Plater going up for the rejection. And you're right. Tablate really favoring that left knee. We'll see if there's any call. But again, every single point here, I mean, we're going to end up probably having to stress this a lot, but the game is so close right now.
Yeah.
Layup from Tablate again, potentially haunts you a little bit later in the fourth.
Yeah, you want to make sure if he's tweaked something or he's not feeling the best, get him out of the game right now. You're going to need a guy like that in the latter half of this game because he's just such a dog and clogging up those passing lanes, getting a hand on the ball, and he's arguably the best at stealing the ball at the perimeter on this entire Loyalist team.
Yeah, Coach Kevin McGuire, I think, realizing that as well. And Josie looked like he's about to get checked in and making sure that he goes in right now. Yeah, so good awareness there from the 8th-year coach.
Yeah, that's a great choice by McGuire there.
So a lot of times players won't pull themselves out either. They'll just kind of, show, hey, I'm not feeling great, but I'm not going to come out of this game. Foster and Dale's is getting tangled.
Oh, Excel with the steal. That was a pass right to him. He's in the right place there for sure. Great awareness to pick that one off. And hand off to Foster. Foster sends it to Plashka, sends it around the perimeter. Now looking for the screen, there's Carter Julien down low, tries to back him down, little fadeaway, but not the best shot there.
Yeah, just noticing under the basket there, just 4 surge players and really nobody for the Lancers. So again, are they just kind of looking for these jump shots, the 3-point shots, and are not really currently driving to the basket?
Yeah, a lot of perimeter, a lot of clogging up at the perimeter there for the St. Lawrence defense, and it looks like both the Rumacondoe gentlemen are coming back in. It looks like Sid is okay after the scare in the first quarter.
Yeah, again, that was, I believe, one of his elbows, so we'll see if he ends up favoring that at all. And, I mean, what we saw earlier in the women's game, Surge had a ton of injuries throughout, and I think Loyalist picked up one a little bit later within that game, but hopefully we don't see that at all for the rest of this one.
And it's passed out to Plater. Plater makes a little move, looking for something. Gets blocked by Excel. 1 second left on the shot clock. It's not going anywhere. Easiest rebound of Plashka's life. Sent down to Foster. He may make something happen. And beautiful lay-in there. And without a single point in this quarter, the Surge need a timeout.
St. Lawrence here bringing it up the court, taking a timeout after Loyalist ends up sneaking back into the lead, 21-19. Rumacondoe goes up and gets the basket.
Beautiful, beautiful basketball just to wait, cause the pump fake, and easiest layup ever, man. That was just a beautiful heads-up play. And Taiwo Ajosi passes to Plashka at the perimeter. Oh, he takes a bump. I think that should be a block, honestly. He completely got in his way, and yeah, that's definitely a block. That's a correct call there, in my opinion. Coming into the game now, number 10. That is Nick Dale's second-year player out of Kingston. He's taken out Ben Regal. 8:03 in the second quarter, 21-21. This is going to be exactly like that game on Saturday, I think. just a dogfight till the end. These two teams are super well matched as Sid affects the shot from JCJ and causes the miss. Now Sid, he passes it to Dales. Nick Dales running the point, has a Plashka on him, taller defender, and a travel on Dales. Going to be going the other way. Definitely the right call there.
Yeah, just checking out on the point side of things. Romain McCullough checking in just now. And again, the points leader at 7. Also credit for an assist and 3 rebounds so far. So big game coming from McCullough now coming off the bench. And the other starter, Darnell Walker, with 4 points on the afternoon. And Ty Ajosi with 4. So those are your 3 leading Lancer scorers.
So now Plashka's out. I guess you slide Foster to the 4. And have a bit of a smaller lineup with a Josie and McCalla out there. But McCalla is just an absolute bucket getter. See what he can do here off one leg. Not able to make that one. And tried to throw it. What a play by Carter Julien. Excel for the tray ball, but going to miss that one. And it'll go the other way. And buzzer rang. Not sure what for.
Yeah, and not to add pain to the punch, if you will, but Loyalist is currently 1 of 8 shooting 3.
Yeah, you got to make something else happen. Especially when they're just basically playing their entire defensive scheme against your 3-point long-range shot. You need to change it. Plater wide open for 3. And he'll miss that one. Good job by Excel to get back and affect the shot a little bit. Jaheim Foster bringing the ball up, looking for Taiwo. Josie makes a move, has Dukes on him. Excel to Foster. Beautiful passing. And great job by, and that was another goaltend.
And it's wild to think about as well, just if you're thinking of all those missed 3-point shots from Loyalist, what the scoreline would be. Because, again, 1 of 8 is a monster difference. Even if you hit half of those, the scoreline looks completely different.
Yeah, you're up by a couple possessions there for sure, 23-21. And the Surge haven't been taking those 3-point shots, so it's been a little bit of a bit different way of scoring, but going to easily lay that one in. Another tie game now. That was Imad on that one. And whistle, but they're just going. Okay, I guess it wasn't a whistle. I
thought it was too. Something was very confusing there.
That's weird. And JCJ, beautiful, very smooth, all in one motion going to the basket. And now Plater with the ball. He gives it to Dukes. Goes up with it. Tries the moving layup. Gets his own rebound. Misses 2. And JCJ smacked him on the way up. It'll be 2 free throws. 25-23. Lancers picking up their first team foul of the quarter.
And again, just checking over on the statistics sides, both teams with 7 turnovers, 13 rebounds, kind of the same across the board, 2 assists. It's pretty funny. There's just so many stats. These teams are really evenly matched.
Yeah, and this is going to go to the last possession, I think. That's my prediction. This game is going to be going. If it doesn't, it's going to be within 5 to 7 point game, I think. And now for 2, Julian Duker, his first 2 free throws of the evening. And he's going to miss the first one. And Duker. Makes the second one. Excel with the ball now, running up the floor. Picked up by Duker. Jaden Excel running into it. Oh, what an athletic finish on it. Unable to make it, but he was close there. And running their way, here's Plater. Goes up with it, Walker. Yeah, it looked like he smacked him on the way down. I think he was honestly perfect with that contest until he moved his hands and it went down. Unfortunate for Walker, but I believe that's only his first foul, so it's not the end of the world for him. Has a couple more to give. Plater makes his first free throw. One shot now. Game is tied at 25. A low-scoring affair, even compared to that overtime game against the Seneca Sting out in King City there. That was 109-105 shootout. Ajosi, McCalla. Don't want to force anything if you're McCalla. Goes up with it. And not able to make anything happen.
Yeah, and Excel was wide open there, but McCullough just wanted to do that. We're seeing a couple extra shots here from McCullough. Obviously, the fifth-year man, and feeling pretty confident. Again, having monstrous games here as Dales goes off the backboard, and it's going to be no good, but ends up getting his own rebound. Now fighting, ton of Lancers around him, trying to get it picked off. Holy smokes,
there you
and then
go.
Finally, McCullough gets it.
And easy layup for Romain McCalla. I was about to say you can see his game is, well, not you can see, I believe his game is going to start to change a little bit if he's not able to make some shots because he's a veteran player. He knows what he's doing out there. And a nice layup by Duker. So you can feel that he not necessarily is shooting the ball the best today, and now he's just driving in. He's always going to be a score-first guy, but that's the way he has to score the ball. 29-28, Loyalist regains the lead, and now it's fast. You got to slow it down. JCJ does just that. That's a phenomenal defensive play, able to kind of get your breath and stop the play as it looks like we're going to see Kobe Tablate again, and now Romeo Kingeza, his first action of this evening.
Yeah, Kingeza, definitely one of the electric players coming off the bench for Loyalist in the previous years and doing so again here as we see also the former Lancer Alex Arsenault checking in wearing the number 32 jersey for Red. And Jalen Carter Julian getting told to tuck in his shirt from the referee.
Ball's thrown in, goes around. Sam Plater, shot. That was Duker, missed that shot.
Again, keeping an eye on Tablate here with the knee injury a little bit earlier. Seems like he's going to be good to go. As we see McCalla going for that three. Confident shooting here, but again, the Lancers, again, I think they're going to be 1 of 9 now. Shooting three, need to not have that as Tablate cuts off the pass.
Great job by Tablate to get in the way, make something happen, affect the shot, and it'll be a throw. It'll be a throw into the play here. Now Plater gets the ball from Arsenault. He's back in the game. Shot, and that's going to hit the top of the basket, but no whistle. And ball goes around Arsenault, who is back in the game. He loses it this time. It'll be going both ways now. Here's McCalla, waits for it. Here's Romeo Kingeza, looks for the shot, can't find it. Sorry, that was Tablate, not McCalla. Tablate back to Kingeza. Goes past both defenders, and that's another goaltend for sure. The ball was on the way down.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this many goaltending calls in a game. I want to say they were up to 3 at this point, and it's not even half.
Well, that was 100% a goaltend. The ball was going down on the down motion, right? And that's going to be the call 10 times out of 10. And now here is Plater, guarded by Kingeza. Gives it to Arsenault. Arsenault passes it around to Ahmad, and Arsenault gets the ball back. A big end one for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge.
Yeah, Julian just ends up catching his left arm there on the upper body of Arsenault, and Lancers just with a little bit of a lead at 31-28 here. And again, the first quarter felt like it was just flying by, but the fouls and the pace of play definitely changing a little bit here in the second as Arsenault hits the free throw.
And back in a tie game, 4 minutes to go in the first half, 31 each. Romain McCall looking to make something happen, gives it to Walker. Thinks about the shot, can't take it. Tablate looking for the ball, he finally gets it. Kobe Tablate.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
Yep, has to work with what he has. Misses a shot. Great defense by the Surge. They've really been able to be good on that side of the floor, but they just can't capitalize offensively, it seems. And now with the ball is Sid Ramakondaway. Makes a move. Tablate affects that. What defense by Tablate. And Arsenault having a big game. That's 2 more. Wow. What a game for the big man. And the Lancers will take a timeout. 2-point game. St. Lawrence up 33-31. We are back for Stephen Chill. My name is John Ostrowski, and we're getting ready. 33 for St. Lawrence, 31 for your hometown Loyalist Lancers. It's been one heck of a back-and-forth game. At least 6 lead changes already that I've counted. And Tablate gets picked up at full court by Plater. Now Tablate gets past half, gives it to McCalla. McCalla sends it to Kingeza, sends it around to Walker, staying at the perimeter. Now McCalla, takes that one, gonna shoot with a little bit of space. And he makes it all the way from Napanee. Romain McCalla, no call on that, but that's the type of player, if he's objectively cold, he makes one shot, and now he's cooking again. They have the lead, the Lancers. And Arsenal just sending it right back, wow. Prince Edward County's own, and Duke are able to get a steal, and wow, what a sequence by the St. Lawrence Surge.
Yeah, Darnell Walker got a block on it initially, but then straight back to the Surge player here in Surge. And you can just feel it in the energy off the benches and the crowd now suddenly getting into it here as we just have over 2 minutes left in the first half. But this is exactly what you want to see in such a close game here for some OCAA basketball. It's Kobe Tablate off the backboard.
Beautiful ball movement. That's just guys needing to be exactly where they were. That's perfect. But you can't let this wide open Rumakondoe, and luckily doesn't make that shot, but you need to be a bit tougher on defense, and there it is. Carter Julien making his presence felt. You need a big play like that. Get your home crowd back into it. Tablate. Oh, you thought he was going to make that one too. He has that beautiful layup package that he likes to show off.
Yeah, insane spin there from Plater, who puts it up for Rumakondoe. And the alley-oop off and in the basket. Less than 2 minutes to go, but again, the crowd getting into it. If you're watching from home, hopefully you feel the energy because it just turned up a notch here.
And both sides, of course, a lot of people making that trip from Kingston. And Romain McCall able to finish with no foul there. Wow. It'll be a 2-on-1. Kingeza has to try and guard this 2-on-1 from the two Rumakondoe gentlemen, and they're able to make it.
And we're going to see a timeout on the floor. Again, McCall is able to put up those points, but also need him just to play as smart as possible, being that fifth-year man, and in such a close contest. Going to have a timeout on the floor. Loyalist trails 41-36.
$1:38 left to go in the half. Not really getting away from the Lancers. 5-point game. It's a 3 and a 2, but this is the biggest lead for either team this half. You really, really don't want to go into that locker room feeling that. And McCalla with the tray ball all the way from Dryden. Romain McCalla, the deep three. Tried to find it. Going around to Blate, a little bit of tenacious defense. There you go. Taiwo Josie using his shorter size to get involved in that. And that ball is way off. Now here comes to Blate. Didn't find Josie. Looked for him, but didn't find him.
Yeah, definitely didn't need to go for that. And McCall really lucky on that previous 3-ball miss from the Surge. That was his man. He goes flying in to try to block it, but just falling short here as we got less than 60 seconds remaining. Expect both teams to really try to get that last possession.
Absolutely. You even want the 2-for-1 here as he takes a contact, goes in. Beautiful little lemon drop by Nick Dales there. Just goes in easily.
You can tell the movement is just a little bit slower here as Josie moves up the floor as Tablate starts moving and the screen's going to be set.
Josie takes a contact. We thought that'd roll in, but unfortunately it won't now. Running down the floor, St. Lawrence in a great opportunity to get a 2-for-1 here. Opportunity with the three ball.
Just wonderful, wonderful passing there from St. Lawrence Surge.
And he heard something earlier from one of the Loyalist faithful because he pointed right at that and smiled. So I had a little bit of gamesmanship there with 9 seconds left. Goes around McCalla, likely will have the last shot. There it is, McCalla. Can't make it, but Plashka on the boards. JCJ unable to bring it in, and it's the largest lead of the half. 46 St. Lawrence, 39 Loyalist. We'll see you in 15 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Second half, we got St. Lawrence and the Lancer Dome taking on your Loyalist Lancers. 46-38 for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge with for Stephen Schill. My name is John Ostrowski. We got the call for the second half here.
Yeah, just again, keep a reminder here. Both teams really struggling at the three-point attempts. 1 of 5 for the Surge and 2 of 12 for Loyalist as another 3 goes up. So make that 2 of 13 for Loyalist.
They'll get the ball back. It went off of Duker, but you really need to either hit your threes at this point or find offense in different places because the Surge know that you're a three-point shooting team and they're just not falling. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do. McCallum gets his feet behind it for the 3 and will hit the front of the rim.
Yeah, we've seen McCall kind of be hot and cold at different points where he'll go on, miss a shot, and then come back, hit a 3, and then immediately hit a layup and whatnot. But, I mean, if we're going to go and look directly at the stats again, Alex Arsenault actually having a crazy homecoming right now with 12 points and 5 rebounds on the afternoon. And then the Ruma Dewake brothers, twins, cousins at 10 points and 9 points respectively. And then over on the side of the Lancers, it really is the Romaine McCullough show at 16 points. The next closest is Jaheim Foster, Kobe DeBlate, Darnell Walker, and Jalen Carter-Julian, each with 4 points apiece.
Yeah, that's amazing. Their offenses ran through one guy, and he's on the floor right now. DeBlate, McCullough are the backcourt pair. The wings are Walker and Barrett. So it's a starting lineup, basically. You got the big man, JCJ, as he tries the floater. Darnell Walker gets his own rebound. Thank goodness that one goes in. They needed a bucket badly.
And Tablate tries to poke that away, but not going to be able to do it. Same with McCullough trying to track down Plater. Just trying to find an opening. And again, probably one of the most impressive players from the Surge is Plater. Just so strong at ball handling.
Yeah, he's a classic point guard. He doesn't even really shoot the 3. He's kind of like a John Stockton type, like true point guard facilitator, Rajon Rondo type. List goes on. But Barrett puts the ball up, and oh, man, not able to make that one. He's coming back trying to poke it out on number 15. That is Baptiste.
And Julian lost his shoe there. He's trying to still get it back on. I don't know if you caught that one on the replay.
And biggest lead of the game for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge, 48-40 against the Lancers. Gives it to Walker to Blate. Nice little give and go, and not able to put that one in. You got to go on a run here soon if you're the Loyalist Lancers.
And again, just as we talked about a second ago, with McCullough basically leading your entire offense, at what point is anybody else going to step up and try to get some points here? Or is just everything, again, having to run through McCullough?
And that ball hit the shin of JCJ. Thank goodness it wasn't called a kickball, because definitely wasn't. Ryan Barrett has the ball. Looks for his man to Blate, who's guarded by Baptiste, 6 seconds for Walker, now 5. Tablate needs to put something up, and that's not going to go anywhere, unfortunately. Great defense by Plater.
It's just going to fall a little bit short here as St. Lawrence goes back the other way, going to look for the 3 ball. I'm surprised he didn't take that shot, to be honest with you. And Duker with a nifty spin move off the backboard. Oh, and Lance is getting super lucky as St. Lawrence picks it up.
And Plater with the shot, and that's Cash. First double-digit lead of the night.
Yeah, kind of expecting a timeout here from the Lancers in a moment. Again, just needing to find anything. And something that we complimented the Lancers on in some of the earlier games was just how much they spread out the offense, but they're just not able to spread it out too much as McCall looks like he was going to be forced to take a shot. Now to Blate.
Look at that passing. And JCJ, easy money.
And that's something that I feel like we haven't seen too much from the Lancers, where, again, they're just having so many extra passes to find that open shot.
And nice shot there, in and out of the rim. And bit of contesting there. It was Baptiste going for that one, trying to get the rebound, but Walker knocks it away. And beautiful spin move by Romaine McCullough. And he puts it up, and JCJ thankfully with the rebound. Oh, can't take the lid off the basket there. And forcing up not so great shots. Ball's passed around a little bit, and it'll go in and out. And Barrett unable to get both hands on the ball there. Now Plater has it. Plater looking for a pass. Looking for one of the Rumacondoe boys, but can't find either one of them. Plater with a beautiful fadeaway, but can't make it happen.
Yeah, Tablate is able to get that rebound, though, and that's something we need to see from the Lancers really on the chances, because we talked about earlier how the teams were tied up on rebounds, and it feels like Loyalist is just not capitalizing on that as the 3 comes through from the corner.
Oh,
it's going to be off the mark.
Unfortunate. Can't make our shots right now. And both teams having a hard time doing so. The ball's passed around. Rumakondaway goes around.
Running out of time. They're going to have to get a shot up here.
And Rumakondaway unable to make it happen now. Darnell Walker passes it to McDevitt and forced it up now with the rebound. Barrett. And the foul on the play. Shooting 2 is the Lancers.
Well, I was just about to bring up the fact that we've only had one foul now, too, here in the second half. But as soon as I was about to say that, we had it. So now I got to say it after the fact. But St. Lawrence going to be making a substitution. It's going to be Ben Regel, second year, as we see Ryan Barrett crack the starting lineup today. On the previous home matchups, I'm pretty sure he was sitting on the bench in one of the tracksuits. So interesting to see him kind of with a full length of a game under his belt as he hits the first free throw.
Ryan Barrett hits the first shot from the charity stripe. 7-point game now.
So again, just to recap for St. Lawrence, in the first quarter, they had 19 points. In the second, 27. Oh. And for Loyalist, they had 16 points in the first and then 22 in the second.
And passed in by Plater. Now to Duker. Now this is Rumakondaway. He's guarded by Excel, but now Duker has it. Passing it around a little bit, the St. Lawrence Surge. Rumakondaway now to Duker with the 3, and will hit the inside of the rim. And taking a few hits there. Wow, big body basket for Ben Regel.
Yeah, really seeing the physicality starting to come out and teams really just going for those extra passes or driving to the basket. And again, for the Lancers, just not really looking for the 3 ball here at all as we see McCullough go for a jumper.
And misses that one. Rebounded by Barrett. Gives it back to McCullough. Takes a contact. Nice finish by McCullough. And going to put those in the basket. 7-point game now. Got to start fighting back. Getting some stops here. Duker passes it to Ben Regel. Now he gives it to Rumakondaway. He's picked up by Taya Josie and hit. Almost made the end one. 3-point play, but he will go to the charity stripe for 2.
Yeah, first free throws of the game here for Emod, but again, for Romain McCullough, as we've seen him kind of be streaky, but also, hit a lot of shots from the field. He's 8 of 21, but from 3, 2 of 6.
Makes the first one. Eight-point game. And 9-point game. Second biggest lead of the night for the St. Lawrence Surge. Jaden Excel brings the ball up. Jaden Excel, big body basket there over the bigger defender. Now Regel passes it to Rumakondaway. Sends it all the way down. And beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Yeah, it's going to roll in the basket. That'd be hard to not capitalize on that one.
Yeah, McCall looks like he's going to get double team coming up the floor here. Was able to find a teammate. Josie down to Excel, thinks about the 3, driving to the basket, knows he's got a bigger man against him, tries to put it in, not going to be the case. St. Lawrence on the rebound.
And on the rebound now, here comes Plater. Slowing the pace of play down a little bit, gives it to Regel. Ball's passed around a little bit, goes inside, sent back by Jalen Carter-Julien. Regel gets his own rebound, and looks like no, it's not. I thought it would be a jump, but it's a reach-in against Jaden Excel.
Yeah, Ben Regel, I think, looking, saying, don't touch me after that play. Nothing too extra on it, but 3 team fouls against Loyalist, 1 against the Surge here on the inbound.
Yeah, and you're under 4 minutes left to go, so Rumakondaway with the 3-point shot, and that does not feel good. Biggest lead of the night now for the St. Lawrence Surge.
And again, remember, Loyalist is undefeated, so wanting to keep that intact as we see Julien able to get the and 1.
Undefeated at home is the Lancers, of course, and Carter-Julien able to make that one and get it down within single digits, hopefully.
Currently shooting 100% from the free throw line in this game.
And 1 shot for number 15, Jalen Carter-Julien. and knocks that one down. 59-50 for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge. Got to make a comeback here soon. 3 minutes left to go in the third. Don't want it to get too far away from you. There you go. JCJ grabs the ball, gives it to Ajose. Taiwo Ajose. Oh, he found JCJ. Beautiful. And oh, stuffed by Regal. No call on the play. But it could have been either way. You got to get back down. It's a 3-on-1. Oh, my goodness. Rumakondaway smacks the glass, and the St. Lawrence fans are loving that one.
Again, the Lancers getting a turnover a second ago and not able to capitalize on that point. To have St. Lawrence come back and have such a prominent point that really gives them back the energy here as Lancers are fighting. Julian under the basket gets a shot up. He's going to end up missing it. Again, can't have this for Loyalists, needing to stay as close as you can. As now St. Lawrence going the other way, and Lancers need to get back on defense as he leaves a wide open shot for Duker, and Lancers lucky that he misses.
Yeah, he got lucky on that one for sure. Now McCalla running with a full head of steam, definitely thinking shot, and unable to get the end one. I believe he'll get 2 shots after that.
And Julian losing his shoe again on the backside, so not sure if he needs to tighten them up or get some assistance on that, but having 2 loose shoes in this one is crazy work as we see Alex Arsenault, the former Lancer, check in for the Surge.
And here he comes, having one heck of a game. If not the leader of the points for the Surge, then he's top 3 for sure.
Yeah, he is top 3. Good call on that one. Both the Rumatawake brothers at 14 and 12. Emad in the first place, and then Sid, and then Alex Arsenault also with 12.
And he makes that one. 9-point game. Get it within 4 or 5 going into the locker room, and you're probably pretty happy. But there's too many guys exposed wide open. Regal with a wide open 3, and yeah, that can't happen whatsoever. Taiwo Ajose. Taiwo Ajose passes it to Ryan Barrett. Sends it around the perimeter. Now Romain McCalla drives in. Sent back by Rumakondaway. And now Ben Plater, he sees opportunity for a lob. And oh, nope, but it'll be an easy layup. And you need a timeout if you're on the Loyalist side.
Lancer set to inbound. It's going to be Tablate to bring it up the floor. Again, we talked about it earlier within this game and the difference that Loyalists, when they were shooting 1 of 8 from 3, even if they had half of those, what the difference would have been, and if they would end up haunting them here later in the game. And now in the third, Lancers get stolen, and again, some nice little shifty footwork, and again, another one not coming off the timeout the way that Kevin McGuire wanted, head coach of the Loyalist Lancers.
A little prime Kyle Lowry in that one with a little 1-2 step. Wow. Head of steam, able to finish on that one. And Excel getting picked up easily. 14-point game. The St. Lawrence Surge have been just absolutely coming back in this one and really pulling away as Arsenal gets the turnover. $1:23 left to go in the third quarter. Now here's Rumakondaway. Passes it to Alex Arsenault. Looks for something but can't find anything. He's backing down Plashka. He gets hit and he's hurt, but no call. And JCJ taking it on the transition.
Yeah, Arsenault and Plaska going back and forth, and Arsenault really driving against Plaska there, and I think pulled something within his shoulder, but he's going to try to tough it out. I know Arsenault also plays on the rugby team for the Surge, so a dual sport athlete, definitely used to some physical pain and wanting to stay in this one as we see the other former Loyalist Lancer, Nick Dales, check in.
And yeah, I believe he got all OCAA honors on the rugby team, actually. Yeah, you can see by his frame, he definitely has a rugby frame. Could you imagine that guy tackling you? Wouldn't be very fun as Tablate takes the ball away from him. 2-on-1 with a Jose, and you got to make those ones if you're down 14. That's a great job by a Jose to put that in the basket. And Rumakondaway is having a great game. Can't make that one. It's rebounded by JCJ. Both JCJ and Plaska went up with it. And now pass to, nice little pass around, and can't really materialize the pass to Excel. He would have been open for the three, but it's broken up, and it will be 37.4 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
And we're going to see a timeout by the Surge.
Back in the action now, 68 for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge and 56 for the Loyalist Lancers. Getting ready to go in this one. Ball will be thrown in. There's number 6 to Blot. Passes it to a Josie. The guard combo to Blot and a Josie out there right now. A Josie drives in, looks for Plashka, and he gets stuffed and sent back by Rumakondaway, and there is finally a foul there. Will be committed against Jalen Carter-Julien. 12-point game now, 2 foul shots for JCJ. We'll be getting set now. Made the first one.
Ryan Crotty set to check in. I think Coach Kevin McGuire's want to go with another big body here, with just enough for one shot left on the side of the Surge. And potentially to be decided, St. Lawrence has won every single quarter so far. Loyalist 2 points away for tying it up here in the third. We'll see what they can do if they can get a stop.
Yeah, and that's huge for St. Lawrence, having that momentum and knowing that you've been outscoring your opponents so frequently. But it was almost identical in score before, about midway through the second, almost at the end of the second, as Tablate tried to get rid of that ball, but they got possession back, and oh my goodness, beautiful lay by Plater.
And gets tipped by Dales as the point gets up. Oh, what a buzzer beater. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Sam Plater.
Wow, that's a tough shot.
Wild. St. Lawrence comes away leading the third quarter as well. Lancers needing a mighty comeback as a trail 73-58. Fourth quarter coming up.
Back for the fourth quarter after that huge shot by Sam Plater. 15-point game now. Huge swing for Kingston, or sorry, for St. Lawrence.
Again, Lancers really need to kind of come away with this because they've lost every quarter so far. Some nice passing goes through. Dales puts up the three. That's a miss, and Julien ends up taking it away, and somebody else loses their shoe. That's not him as he goes off the backboard. And checking back, it was Ben Regel who was the one that lost his shoe. But again, keep an eye on the three-point game. St. Lawrence shooting 30% from three and Loyalist 14. So we do not want to see the three ball coming out of Loyalist.
No, you definitely have to change your offensive approach. As Plater he has a green light after that shot to end the quarter from about 38 feet out. And the player, Dukes, gets fouled by, I believe that was Barrett that fouled him. Sorry, it was Barrett that fouled him. He's at 3 now.
Yeah, and I do believe that the entire Lancers starting lineup is on the court right now. I don't believe that's the case for St. Lawrence. So, again, Coach Kevin McGuire really trying to go with their strongest lineup.
There's assistant coach Judea Adams coaching his guys up. I believe he was a former player here.
Yeah, he was. Very fun to watch.
And he's now sticking around and coaching them up. I'm not sure he's much older than those guys, so it's a good way for him to foray into coaching for sure.
And if you happen to miss the OCAA Shoot for Cash halftime, we almost had somebody win $1,000, but they had a injured boot on, so they weren't able to get that full court shot to hit, but otherwise it was a fun halftime show.
Tablate with the floater, nothing there. And now going the other way, 14-point game. This will be close to slipping away from the Lancers if they can't get some baskets and some stops. More specifically stops, because the defense, I'm not going to say either offense was spectacular today, but St. Lawrence defense was admittedly the best on the floor out of the two teams for sure, the better of the two teams for sure, as McCalla tries to make something happen by himself and takes the contact. Beautiful little lemon drop into the basket there.
And again, the offense has just been running through McCalla, and the only thing we have to say is, really got to watch that and make sure that he's taking the most opportune shots, because he can absolutely score those, but we can't be giving up too many misses with just the vital last few minutes.
That was off Nick Dales. And yeah, you can't really afford to miss much at all anymore. You have to pretty much score almost every single time down the floor.
And these passes have to be crisp as well from both squads. Back
to Barrett. And if you're at St. Lawrence, you're not out of the fourth just yet. 12-point game's nothing in a league like this, and beautiful passing.
That's the vision we're looking for. Not taking any kind of shots, just finding there underneath there and getting up and in for the easy layup. 10-point game.
And leaving guys open, not what you wanted. Got to get your switches, and luckily Plater wasn't able to capitalize on that. And it's going around. Nothing there. Oh, and a dive for the ball.
Plater looks like he's hurt. He got his shoulder crunched pretty hard there. Still down on the floor as McCalla puts the point away.
And 8-point game. We'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. 7:43 left to go in the basketball game. 12-point game. Sorry, 8-point game. My math is not the best right now. And oh, what a block by McCalla to get up there. sends it back, and Dale's unable to score there.
Really good awareness there from McCullough, not to try to force anything loose, bobbling the ball. As McCullough here with it against Dales.
Slows it down, makes a move. That's a tough one. That's a tough call to make. I don't know. You know what? It probably was the right call, but it's also, you can't move your feet on the screen like that.
Josie coming in for Tablate here. Again, keep an eye on the substitutions. Both coaches will probably try to match up certain players, and if anybody's not on their game, as we see Jaheim Foster now looking like he's going to come in as the ball gets knocked off.
Oh, great defense there from the Lancers, perimeter defenders. And there you go. There you go. You got it back if you're Barrett. You're not upset about that illegal screen anymore. You got it back.
And we'll see Plater come back in. And again, just a moment ago, he was pretty down bad with some kind of shoulder injury, but looks like he's going to come back. So we'll see how well his shooting and ball handling is with the knock on his right shoulder.
Ajos now has it. Ajos dribbling in, finds McCallum somewhat open. He has one guy on him. No, and wide open in the corner is Barrett. Oh, in the basket all the way from New Liskard.
Again, we were watching just the three-point shots have not been hitting, but if we get hot here late in the fourth, that's going to be exciting.
That was Walker, not Barrett. Excuse me if I said Barrett there, but that was Walker. And you need to get the rebounds there. That was, See, you cannot be giving up 2 offensive rebounds in this game right now, but he's sleeping. Nobody was on Foster. The whole defense was asleep there for about 2 seconds. Could have turned into something bad if you're on the St. Lawrence side, but unfortunately for the home side, unable to capitalize. JCJ gets it out to Ajos. Oh, on the left far side of the rim, in and out. Not able to capitalize there, and not the three-point shooting game you expect from the male Lancers. Like, wow, just there has been a lid on the rim, and that's white ball. It's going to go off of Duker.
Yeah, Josie not just able to get down at that three, but something we've been talking about where you see one and you feel a little bit confident, but again, if I'm Coach Kevin McGuire and anyone on the bench just, bringing up, hey, we need to get those extra passes. We saw it at different points without this game where it was fluid and quick motion. Don't be forcing anything, but take your time. These points, these stops, everything is absolutely vital here.
Jalen Carter-Julian has the ball at the high post, gives it to Ajos, and that should be a call against St. Lawrence's shooting foul. So they will be shooting 2 as Ajos. 5:48 left to go, almost 10 p.m., 9:50. This game, definitely a lot of basketball left in. I do apologize. That was actually, I just believe, a straight old hit and no shooting motion was called.
Yeah, I thought Josie was going to go to the line there, but Josie is 0 from 4 on the three-point line, so something to keep in mind. Again, just the Lancers overall struggling on that, shooting 3 of 16.
Oh, that's what you need. That is absolutely what you need. And Plater passes it around, finds Iman, and that's what you need again. 5-point game.
Yeah, those crisp, clean passes for either side need to be there. Those loose turnovers like that, it just can't happen here late. Not really forced to either if you're St. Lawrence. Just realize, hey, we can take our time.
Taiwo running in, blows past Duker, and JCJ gets denied. But there's Taiwo and Josen. It looked like he was hit, but no call on the play. Sam Plater, and he gives the ball up. There's Darnell Walker on the steal, and he takes it. No, he drew the foul. Romaine McCalla, what a play to turn nothing into something. Wow, that's what star players do, and he might be slow to get up on that one. So we'll take a quick break unless Steven has anything to add here.
Well, no, we'll just see if he ends up getting up for the three throws. Yeah, I think he's going to be all right on that front. But wow, we're seeing nothing but chaos here back and forth from both sides of the ball. But McCullough now up to 24 points on the evening, and they're working on getting the ball off the back of the basket. And they do just that. So if McCullough is coming up for some free throws, he's currently 2 of 2, so shooting 100%.
76-71 for St. Lawrence. Getting ready here. Easy. You don't expect McCalla to miss many free throws. I would confidently say he's between 80 to 85% at the charity stripe.
And just to talk about the difference, again, as we mentioned earlier, the Surge have won every quarter. The difference here in the fourth, Lancers have scored 15 to the Surge's 3.
Well, look at the score, 76-73. At the end of the third, it was 73-58 for the Surge. And now it's a one-possession game, so basketball is truly a game of runs, and that's why I just absolutely love it. And sent back, JCJ says no! What a defining moment in this game. Wow! And if the Lancers are able to come back and win this one, that'll be something that you talk about for the rest of the night.
3 seconds on the shot clock, needing to get it up. He does, off the backboard, not going to be good. Foster gets it. We'll see if the Lancers take their time here, if they're going to rush.
There you go, McCalla. McCalla running in, takes the shot. It's good! Romain McCalla! A 1-point game with 4:37 left to go. And now the pressure's on if you're St. Lawrence. And he goes up with it, a tough finish.
Yeah, Kevin McGuire absolutely furious there. There was no call on that offensive challenge there. But again, just looking at this game, wow, how close, how things have turned.
He's open!
Goes up for 3!
Oh. And not what you want, a wide open. Oh, it might be, it's off Walker for sure. But that's a great defensive play, turning something into nothing for the St. Lawrence Surge. And if you're Coach Brock MacArthur on that side, you're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, McCall up to 28 points now on 26 different attempts.
You know what it is? I think not having Arsenal really hurts them because he brings so much intensity to the floor. And you can see not having him on there, they're missing a big presence down low. Oh, beautiful finish, number 4, Sid Rumakande. Jaheim Foster now. A Jose picked up by Duker, 5-point game. Now the St. Lawrence Surge have a bit of a cushion, but 5 points in 3.5 minutes is nothing in basketball. Romain McCalla drives in, puts up a little floater. Oh my goodness, a floater. Really hasn't been working for anyone on the floor on both sides. I don't think I've seen one made one all game. And oh my goodness. Wow, he gets up there.
Sid Rubenadeke just walks through everybody on the side of the Lancers. Lancers not wanting to commit any sort of foul here, as now we're at 3:19 left to go in the fourth. But again, Lancers need to get a little bit of energy. And again, we're really only seeing McCalla taking these shots. Need to get some extra involvement, because otherwise McCall is going to have to do it all. And again, we don't want to have to force that too much from one single player.
A couple people wanted to travel, it sounded like, in the crowd. They're yelling at the official, but personally, I don't know if I saw a travel there. I thought it looked fine, but maybe they saw something I didn't. Unfortunately for the Lancers, it's not going to matter. Still going to be a 2-point slam dunk, and now they're within 7. The St. Lawrence Surge have really stormed back here with 3:11 left to go. This game's not over, though. Foster was wide open down low. Ajos didn't see him. Ajos goes in. Oh, what a finish, Taiwo Ajos.
Wow, a huge heist different, and Ajosi just going straight through and up and over for the layup. McCalla tries to go through and a pass off to the side. Block. Oh my goodness, Julian passes it ahead to McCalla. McCalla having to just try to get a hand on it. And a big controversial call here of who was the last person to touch it between McCalla and Rubenadeke. And it looks like it was last off McCalla, but both players tried to reach a hand for it.
The definition of a 50-50 ball. No one in the gym is going to be happy, that's for sure. Well, not everyone in the gym is going to be happy regardless of the call, is what I meant to say. And Rumakande looked for someone, but he's taking over this game. He is taking it over. And here comes Jaheim Foster. Makes a move, look for someone. Oh, he's falling down. He needs to get the ball away. He's wide open to Jose. Oh, and that hits the upper stanchion. Will be a whistle and a turnover. Coming into the game now, Excel coming out of the game, Walker. And now the crowd's making their opinion felt. 7-point game. St. Lawrence able to pull back with Sid Rumaconde's great play, and number 12 misses the shot. That's Regal going the other way is Excel. Oh, gives it right back to Regal. And not what you want. 2 minutes left to go, 7-point game. Regal, oh my goodness.
Wow.
I believe the call is a charge against Regal.
Yeah, he went into that so aggressively, and Foster is able to get up no problem. Looks like that's going to be the case as well from Regal. But wow, what this is shaping up to be quite a game. You know, we thought it was going to be energetic earlier when the game first started. Obviously, a couple of Lancer players and Arsenault getting hurt earlier, as we mentioned, alongside Nick Dales. I don't think Nick Dales is injured, but just saying again, he's one of the former Lancers. So, you know, going into this was going to be a hell of a matchup on top of the fact that Loyalist, again, undefeated at home and behind here with just 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, here we go. Buck 56, down 7, trying to stay undefeated at home if you're the Lancers. Now here's the big money time, and he tried to go for the flash. McCalla unable to put it in, and it'll be off Duker. So it will be a Loyalist ball.
Now, one thing to notice as well is with so much, with so little time remaining, anytime that there is one of these rebounds, just seeing the reaction and ability to catch anyone that's maybe trying to sneak ahead for a long pass for a bucket. I think if St. Lawrence was a little bit back, it didn't seem like Lancers were kind of looking behind them at all. So something to keep note here, if there is any kind of juicy rebound, who gets way far ahead for a long pass.
And JCJ going down low with the hook shot. Oh, can't make it. And you got to start fouling soon if you're Loyalist. Under 2 minutes now. It will be a whistle after every single bucket. There will be a stop clock after every single bucket, rather.
Seen Plater getting a huge screen. Still outside, driving to the left side, trying to find an opening. They only got 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ruben Awande, shot is up, and he gets it. Wow! Counts for the 3.
That might be the game there. That is a clutch time play from a clutch time player. Sid Rumaconde. Wow! And that is the type of play you put on your highlight tape.
And I think that was Emod, just for clarification.
Oh, I apologize.
On that 3-point. Oh, you're good. So we'll see the free throws here, but then, as you mentioned, the fouls are going to happen immediately. Lancers have 2 to give, or excuse me, 1 to give before they're in foul trouble.
Yeah, without these 2 Rumaconde gentlemen. Yeah, there's the other one. There's Sid. There you go. So Sid and Imam, both of them are just big-time players who make big-time plays. They turned a 3-point play into a 5-point play, and we will be back in a minute. All right, a buck 18 left in the fourth, 12-point deficit. It would take nothing short of a miracle for the Lancers to pull this one off, but what fight to make it a 1-point game after being down 15.
Yeah, the Rumoriwake family, wow. 24 points for Sid, for Emod, 19. Alex Arsenault also picking up 12 points within that, and Loyalist Lancers, 28 points for Romain McCullough, and Jalen Carter-Julian with 17.
And it'll go the other way, and the Lancers not able to get the intentional foul, but you think they would start fouling eventually. I guess not. It's going to be within a minute, and Rumaconde going to dribble a lot of the clock out. Bit of passing. There's Rumaconde, has the ball checked. Oh, misses that one. And now Foster going the other way, gives it to McCalla, running the other side of the floor. There's Jaden Excel, misses a layup. And unfortunate Lancers played a good game, but just were not able to pull this one out. And it will be a St. Lawrence Surge victory. They will improve to 4-2. The Loyalist Lancers will drop to 2-4, and now they will drop to 2-1 in the Lancer Dome after that one, or after this one rather. And the Lancers' next games, they have Fleming and Peterborough on Friday. They have Durham on Tuesday the 25th in Oshawa, and then they're back at home against George Brown on the 29th, and those will be the last games of 2025 for your Loyalist men's basketball club, as Sid Rumakondwe will dribble this one out. That will be the final score, likely ending, it'll be the final score, 89, the visiting St. Lawrence Surge, and 77 for your hometown Loyalist Lancers. It's been one heck of an evening calling both games with you. For Steven Schill, my name is John Ostrowski. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your night, and take care.